I've sold insurance in a few different positions I've been in. Like working at a bank, I've sold annuities, I sold life insurance, and I've sold property and casualty. And I just want to explain a little bit of kind of how it works because sales is some kind of confusing. With life insurance, it's just simply this: life insurance jobs, they are all straight commission. They are all you eat what you kill, and it's door to door type stuff. And insurance is morbid. Like life insurance, people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to worry about it. They don't want to think about it. So it's a harder sell. That's why people don't like dealing with life insurance salesmen. But I had a great uncle that he did it for a living, and he averaged one policy a day sold. So he obviously was skilled. If you're good at it, you can make money. Annuities they're an insurance product that is kind of part investment and kind of part insurance. Basically, to put it simply, it works just like a CD. Like a certificate of deposit you get at a bank, you put in a certain amount of money for a certain amount of time and you get a certain rate. That's the end of it. But too many people listen to Susie Orman or other stupid people that don't know anything about finance, and they're like, no, annuities are the enemy. They take all your money and steal your wife. No, that's not how they work. They work just like I told you they worked. And selling insurance, like with an office, you see all kinds of them. If you're ever bored, count how many insurance offices there are in town. Because where my sister lives, there are, within a mile of her house, there are 6 State Farm offices, which is they're all separate entities and they're all trying to get your business. Now, the owner of the place, who's got the name on the door, they're making 6 figures. Solidly, easily, doing great. The people that work in the office, they're insurance, like offices like that, you're eating what you kill. Same as life insurance. They want to keep you making just enough to keep going and try to get more the next month. Now, if you're good at it, you can do pretty well, but it's one of those things where you have to sell a certain amount before you start making money. Otherwise, you don't make a dime. And you get paid on a draw, and the draw is usually nothing. Like you're talking $1,000 a month, not even minimum wage. And that makes it tough. And so basically, all you're doing in those type deals is you were making phone calls. You were making phone calls. You were annoying your friends, strangers, acquaintances. Hey, I can save you money on insurance, and you're doing quotes. You're doing quotes. You give somebody a quote. Yeah, it's more than I'm paying. All right, I'll give you a call again in 6 months and see what changes. And that's what it is. Like there's no. You think there'd be brand loyalty, but it's really not. It's a matter of who can get it the cheapest for you. It doesn't come down to, well, he made a great pitch. I don't care how great a salesman you are, unless you're just like one of the 1% that's just a legend, where you can say, well, you're paying $100 a month for insurance. Well, if you buy from me, it'll be $160. Yeah, that's a hard sell, even if you got talent. Adding an extra $60 a month is a lot of money. And those insurance offices, they have rules and standards, and like before you even make a dime, you have to do this, this, and this, and get life policies. Or if you get into the business, you have to pass a test, and they'll pay you that wonderful $1,000 a month to sit around and study. And the tests really aren't that hard. I'll readily admit it. If you study and work like you're supposed to, you can pass it the first try. No problem. But just with insurance jobs, they are always hiring. They are always hiring. Get on Indeed. Get on ZipRecruiter. You will see work from home, sell insurance, free leads. Like, there for everything, there's a life insurance company. and they have models similar to those pyramid schemes I told you about. I dealt with one that tried to headhunt me. Well, at first you're working under one person's umbrella, but after 3 months, you move up to assistant manager, and you're going to have your own team in 6 to 12 months. And you know what that means? You got to recruit 4 people who have to recruit 4 people. Also, you can try to make money in insurance. And I'm not a big fan of straight commission. For some people, it motivates them, it challenges them. But for me, if you work for a week straight and I'm not making any money, or if I don't get paid on every policy I sell, I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to. Well, hey, your cutoff's 12 policies and you sold 11 last month. Thanks for making me money, but I'm not going to pay you. So that's my big issue with it. They don't want to pay you. And I kind of understand to an extent. They're a small business owner that have to run their own office and are responsible for expenses, but the way they see it, any penny that goes into your pocket is coming out of theirs. Not any penny you're making is going into their pocket and benefiting you. But I mean, when they started out in the business, that's how it worked, and that's how it's always going to work. That's what happens with things. Like, that's what I had to do, so why shouldn't you have to do it? That's how I had to come up, instead of being like, I really hated having to do that. Having to work 12-hour days. Maybe I can be different and look after my employees. So I'm not saying it's the worst job in the world, because it is steady banker's hours. It's just everything you do, they look at it like, hey, I need to leave an hour early to go pick up my kid. Well, that's an hour you're not here selling and making the office money. I need to go to lunch. Well, you took an hour lunch, and that was an hour you weren't here. So I think some places expect you to eat lunch at your desk. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for the insurance business.